Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker. Welcome to Show and Tell number 256. The day you're seeing this is going to be February the 6th, 2025. So I am not happy with this camera angle. Those of you who hate the downward angle, trust me, I understand. I cannot get it right today. If you want to find me on social media, I am on Instagram as Carrie Penny and on Ravelry as Carrie Penny. We do have a Facebook group associated to this podcast, as well as now a Ravelry group. Both are in the description box down below. Please make sure you are answering all 4 questions asked for the Facebook group. Otherwise, I will not be allowed, or I personally have set the rule that you are not allowed to join the Facebook group. I need to make sure you agree to our rules, as well as you are not a bot. So, on with our show and tell. As I said, we do now have a Ravelry group. We already have the thread started for February's Mal chat, as well as the Mal FOs. There are already posts in the FO section. So, very excited about that. We did, as of y'all seeing this, on Tuesday, have the slideshow of all the makes for January's make along, and you guys just nailed it, blew me out of the water. I am over the moon. I also talked about my 3 projects over there as well. So I gave you the reminders. We talked about the Ravelry group. So on to life. Nothing dramatic or exciting happened all week. We didn't have weird weather. We didn't have anything funky happen. But today, after, last week we were talking about the previous week's snowstorm. Today, we're currently right now as of filming, I'm still filming fairly early in the day. It is 76 degrees and it's supposed to be like 79 to 80 degrees today. So, if you are familiar with Southeast weather, when we have these like bouts of like super warmness early in the season, like not in springtime, what ends up happening is within like 3 to 4 weeks, we have like the most brutal cold stretch. So we are anticipating something like brutally cold happening the last couple weeks of February, first couple weeks of March. So it always seems to happen that way. A few years ago, when we were moving into the house that when I was in when we started this channel, we closed on April 1st, and we had been having like this super warm period, like literally from maybe like the 1st of March until we closed. It went right up until we moved. And we closed on the 1st, we moved in on the 12th, spent that entire 2 weeks like painting the house, getting things that we weren't moving in boxes moved over because it was an in-town move and stuff. I was going back and forth every single day. And it was beautiful weather, like not a single day under 70, and like windows open and everything, letting everything really air out. Our first Sunday, so we moved in Wednesday the 12th. That following Sunday was Easter Sunday, and it was snowing. So we didn't get a ton of snow. We got I think a total of half an inch fell, and we had like 0 accumulations. But yeah, so this doesn't bode well for what the next couple weeks is going to look like, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not betting that this is the last of winter for us. So, but it is really nice outside. And of course, today would be the day that I have to film because the rest of my week is absolutely booked up. I am not sure how much crafting time I will get between. I'll knit while I'm editing videos, but between today, Tuesday as a filming, I'm booked Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and possibly Saturday night. I am just like, my entire schedule is just flush. So I have no idea what will happen. Yeah, so that's been my last couple of days here. So first off, in my basket of wonder here. So I did not have a whole lot of time this week. Activities and stuff took up my time, and fatigue by the end of the day. You have those days where your brain is just like, nope, I'm not doing that today. I had a lot of nights where my brain was just like, nope, Nope, nope. I keep trying to move this. I think that's part of the problem of why we have the weird tilt is I'm trying to keep. Anyway. So I did get a couple of rows done here on my Awakening shawl. This is where we are on it as a whole, but that's only like 2 rows, 3 rows done. And I put these here so I would remember to put a marker in my open loop so I wouldn't accidentally frog all my stitches back. There we go. So, I mean, literally marker to marker, you can tell I did not get much done on this. I do aim to try to have this done before next week's video. So in 7 days, I would like to have as much of this done as possible, but we'll see. We shall see. We'll see what happens. The week will do what the week will do. There's nothing I can do about that. Saturday's video, by the way, will be the unboxing of the ALC and Yarnable for this month. And just an update, Tyler at Arcane has said that February's boxes, because of supply chain issues, will not be going out. So we will not have an Arcane unboxing for next month. So that gives me, kind of like 2 months to finish that project. I have not cast it on yet. I did cast on something else though. So as you saw in my thumbnail, I cast on a miter square blanket using the Caring Cakes I talked about last week. So this will be my eldest granddaughter's Christmas blanket. And I got 4 full squares done and I am on the next one. So I am just alternating 2 cakes of this yarn. This is Caring Cakes, the original OG Caring Cakes in Rainbow Sherbet. And the manufacturer date on this one is 2017. So it's literally like the OG of the Caring Cakes world. I don't think I have bought any Caring Cakes since year 2, maybe. I have 6 of these cakes, so I figure that'll be enough to do a throw size to twin size bed blanket. We'll just play it by ear as we go and see how much yarn I have. But I'm very excited about that. I like these colors for her. I think she'll enjoy this. She's in that tween zone. I cannot get over how old my grandchildren are getting. I'm not mentally prepared for what that means for my generation, that the next generation is already tweens and teens in my family. Shucks. So my other 2 WIPs are 2 of my pairs of socks. I have 3, but the other one did not get touched. I will actually be working on those while I edit. So now you know what I'm doing before this goes up and stuff. But I have moved from using the muscle bar during my Bible study time. So I'm working on my Meadow Stripe socks. This is part of my Project UFO and one of the selected WIPs for the month of February, whose theme is frogging or finishing, languishing WIPs and UFOs. So this was left over from last year. When I picked these up again, I was down here. So I got this far done and I have done the first row of rib stitch. So all these need now is 25 rows of a knit 2 purl 2 rib. I am trying a slightly longer leg than I normally do for my socks. This is Peyton's Croy in Meadow Stripe on a US size 1 40-inch Chalgu needle. But these, at the toe, almost matched. I didn't realize my skeins actually were paired up. And I was able to loosen and tighten gauge just a little bit across the foot. So by the time we got to the heel, my heels did match up. I am trying to do the same thing with the other pair of socks, but I do not believe I will be able to do that. There is a dyeing irregularity in my January self-striping socks that I did not finish. And that is why the pattern got off by almost an entire row. But since you guys saw these last week, I've done this much. So these went in the car with me last week. Once I turned the heel in these will probably become my Bible study socks. I mean, they'll probably get converted to be my Bible study socks because I'll probably do the 25 rows here in the next 2 days on the meta stripe socks. And by then, just picking these up and like as I'm in the car and things like that, these will end up being ready for a heel. So I'll turn the heel and do the leg during Bible study. The Hermione everyday sock takes a little bit more thought than I would want to have for a Bible study project. I do try to keep that project as no brains needed as possible because my focus isn't the knitting at that moment. It is the Bible study, but it gives my hands something to do when I'm trying to actively listen. That is one of the tricks that many moons ago I realized really helped with controlling ADHD brain a little bit. So there we are. So I do have an FO. I am very excited. I was very excited about my FO. So I did finish my muscle burr hat. So that is my hot dog. This is Uru yarn, sugar sock, and outcrop. And again, I don't know that you can really see the sparkle in this yarn, but it does have stellina in it. It's got just a little bit of shimmer. It is not an overly sparkly sparkle yarn. It's just enough to be sparkly. And this is the Raven from Hypnotic Yarns Yarnable subscription box. That was our Halloween colorway 2 or 3 years ago. This ended up being 119 grams. I did a size medium following the directions. So I had doubts as to whether or not the medium was the appropriate size for my poor little wee head. I was correct. I should have done a small. Now, I will perfectly be fine wearing this hat. It's not going to like fly off my head or anything, especially when I turn up the brim. But I should have done a small with, instead of 11¼ inches length, like the medium has, I should have done it to probably 11½ to 11¾ per color. But it's still pretty cute. And I mean, it fits well enough. I just generally prefer my hats to be a little bit snugger. And yes, that is over my glasses, just so you can kind of more see the colors. The way I actually tend to wear my roll brim hats is more like that. Just because my goal is to get my ears warm. That's my ears. And that's more than likely how I will most likely wear this, not with the black side facing. However, with the black side facing, it is also adorable. I did share like the pictures when I first got it done on Instagram. They're not great pictures, but I do love the way it turned out. So I do have the yarn downstairs to do a matching cowl. I will probably do something like the sock head cowl. And I will start with like 5 rows of the Stony Outcrop and then the rest of it in Raven, and then end with 5 rows of Stony Outcrop. That way I can maximize the usage of that scrap. That was leftover from test knitting a shawl for Erica the Lopsided Crafter. And so I did end up entering this into Wyoming Knits Make Along, and I did take a picture of it and submit it to Ella's Kaleidoscope Make Along over at No Catchy Name. So remember, if you are playing along with my Make Along, Jenny Lee over at Wyoming Knits and Ella over at No Catchy Name are both hosting mouths that are very compatible to mine. If you come across another Make Along that's super compatible to the ones that like I'm doing, like right now, the month of February is UFOs and Languishing WIPs. Let me know. I don't mind shouting out other creators and other make-alongs and what they're doing. So that is probably one of my quickest show and tells. That's all I have. That's it. I know it's not much. I was actually originally planning on filming on Thursday, but then like my Thursday night plans got moved to Thursday afternoon and I have a dentist appointment. So I'm going to have to like run errands between the dentist appointment and my evening meeting that's now going to be at 1 o'clock. And I'll grab some lunch out. So I will literally Thursday, I will leave at 9 a.m. and I won't get home till 4, which is not normal for me. I normally am not long, like out of the house that long unless I'm doing like an overnight trip somewhere. So there you go. Anyway, that is all I have for this week. I love you. I hope you are having a wonderful, fantastic day. As always, I look forward to seeing you real soon. Please take care of yourselves. Bye, guys.